Hi, my name is Carissa, and I've been with Cash App since back in 2018. I'm a coordinator for TextBlaze on the Cash Customer Ops Customer Experience Improvement team. It's my team's job to bridge the gap between our frontline support reps and our engineering teams. We offer insight on internal processes, provide feedback on tooling, and help pilot new workflows. My team also helps create and maintain snippets for frontline support reps and specialty teams across the organization. So we help build tools that support interactions with our customers, house internal documentation, capture data, and help fill in gaps that are kind of left by other programs. Cash Customer Operations, CCO, is made up of our frontline support reps and those numerous specialty teams that work to support them. Our support reps meet customers where they are to help them learn the ins and outs of Cash App, how to better understand the flow of their money, or with any issues or concerns that arise along the way. TextBlaze has been our approved text expander since back in 2020, with thousands of support reps using it every day. I knew that it was a really powerful tool that we could use for guidance, communication, and data collection. And CCO was looking to pilot a new self-service capability for our support reps, so I presented a use case for using TextBlaze because it would allow us to quickly build a flexible tool with an interactive experience. We knew that utilizing TextBlaze would allow us to try out a revamped process without the investment needed to update our CRM with new capabilities. For this pilot, we targeted workflows that had the highest potential to be misrouted, and we selected support reps for the pilot who had historically struggled with these more complex resolution paths. We approached each individual workflow with a unique solution and created a decision tree structure that led support reps through each important benchmark in their workflow. After launching the snippet, advocates would choose a workflow and then choose a reason for transfer. In some cases, we added confirmations to make sure that important details weren't overlooked in the workflow. And then once all selections were made, it read the payment URL to identify the payment type. If the payment type didn't match, like you see here, we used blockers to stop support reps from inserting the snippet and redirected them. However, once they inserted an appropriate link, it would let them move forward. For one of the other workflows, we used our internal API to check for customer-specific identifiers. If a customer's token showed that they were ineligible, the rep couldn't move forward in the path. However, if they used an eligible customer's token, then that opened the path forward. They could choose the appropriate status and move to transfer their case. So the impact that was demonstrated in our pilot was really impressive. When using the snippet, we saw a significant reduction in mistransfer cases amongst our pilot group. And as adoption increased, the rate of mistransfers decreased proportionally. And through manual review, we found that any cases that did end up getting mistransferred, that was exclusively the result of the support rep using the snippet incorrectly or just not using it at all. And when the snippet was utilized correctly, support reps followed process 100% of the time, which was really encouraging. My ulterior motive, though, was to show the value of expanded use of TextBlaze, and I was able to do that in many ways. Our pilot group showed increased consistency and adherence to process requirements. Utilizing TextBlaze's functionality really allowed us to create a workflow guide and essentially walk reps through a checklist and make sure certain parameters got met. If they went out of bounds, then we used those blockers to explain why and then told them what to do next. In our group, they provided faster resolutions and reduced their misrouted cases. So we helped reduce wait times by getting customers to the right specialist the first time. And we helped preserve support rep capacity for ticket types that were relevant to their specialty. Our group saw increased comprehension and retention, and we saw continued improvement throughout the pilot, with over 85% of participants telling us that they felt the snippet positively impacted their work after the pilot, and it helped them better understand the workflow overall. And then lastly, we also built custom data reporting using DataBlaze to track adoption and usage. This was a brand new feature at the time, so we were guided on learning as we went, but DataBlaze allowed us to effectively track any specific action that was taken in a snippet along the way. So this provided us with really granular data that we'd never had visibility into before. And that data gave us insight on the support reps' use, their experience, as well as helped us identify potential roadblocks. And since the pilot, this decision tree and data tracking has been built and iterated on multiple times. It's been expanded, and we've used it in all sorts of different ways. The flexible format has really enabled us to monitor multiple untapped streams of data across CCO and rapidly build tools to help support the teams that come to us for help. And there were several proactive steps that we took for the pilot, along with a few pivots along the way. To aid with retention and adoption, I chose a really short, easy to remember shortcut, made it an acronym, SIT, which stood for Should I Transfer? So support reps only needed to type 4 characters, SIT, semicolon, to launch the snippet and have a guide to lead them through the rest of their workflow. Maintenance is really key in a fast-paced environment, so we had to monitor our internal documentation for any updates to the workflow that could affect the snippet's content, which did happen a few times along the way. And it really helped to keep snippet content segmented in multiple imports, because that made it easier for us to edit things on the fly. And lastly, education and follow-up was really, really essential for us. We monitored usage on a daily basis to highlight gaps in adoption, and at a point we followed up individually when needed to encourage participation. We also made sure to review cases to see where folks were still making mistakes, and then based on those reviews, we tailored our check-ins with informational content. And of course, we made sure to also recognize our top users and give them kudos. When rolling out a tool like this, it's pretty natural to receive pushback when adding new steps to someone's workflow. And ultimately, we did need lead support to encourage full adoption. But once we got it, support reps started feeling more confident in their work, and the results started speaking for themselves.